Let's see. Are we? Hello. Hello, everybody. Hold on one second. I've learned a few things as I'm going along in terms of how Zoom records. So let's stop the share. I am Coachess Karen-Eileen Gordon. Welcome to the May voiceover office hours. Woohoo! All right, we're going to stop the share. And I'm going to spotlight myself. I'm spotlit. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. So nice to see you. Welcome. Hello. I can't believe it's been a month. Hi. Let me look at you. Those of you on video and those have their cameras off. Hello, everybody. Hold on, let me watch the waiting room. Everybody's coming on in. We'll give just another minute or two, let people come in. So pleased to see you. I can't believe it's been 30 days. I can't wait to hear what's been going on with all of you. We're going to talk about voiceover wellness today and anything else voiceover you want to talk about. And hello to the human beings watching the replay, the future humans. We're talking to the future. Very nice to have you as well. Facebook has changed their settings yet again and Zoom their settings yet again. So if this doesn't show up on the right page, I will grab it and put it in the office hours page. The replays will always live there for those of you who want them. Thank you. Somebody is saying, Marcy, thank you. And Rebecca is saying, the background is fun. Thank you so much. Some of you know I was a speaker and a panelist and a workshop leader at VoiceOver Atlanta last week. Very beautiful virtual conference. And so I was playing around with backgrounds, and this was one of my faves. It reminds me of kind of like a New York coffee shop of some kind. So I really, really liked it, and I think it's going to be my go-to backdrop for a little while. So, oh, thank you. Somebody's asking how I feel after my shot. Yes, thank you for your patience. I didn't know how I was going to wake up this morning. So I think knowing that I was going to come here and talk to all of you helped me to focus on something lovely rather than any shenanigans my body or my mind might do. But really good, just a sore arm. I was asleep by 8 o'clock last night. I was like, I'm ready to go to bed. It's 8 o'clock, I'm exhausted. So really, really gentle result for me. I'm very grateful. I know a lot of people have much more shenanigans after the shot, and I'm very excited to have had it. Shot number 2, another 2 weeks, and I'll have the bubble of protection around me, which is very, very exciting. Ice and Tylenol, yes, Advil, all those things. So thank you for asking. That's very, very, very kind of you. Hold on, let's admit somebody. All right, let's get started. It's 2 after. People will pop in and out. You're always welcome to do that, by the way. If you're joining late or need to come and then go, please know you can do that. How is everybody today? We're going to talk a little bit about voiceover wellness. So go ahead and put in the chat for me to start with. What, if anything, you do to take care of your beautiful voiceover artist self before you record, or if you're doing a lot of recording or around your voiceover life, anything at all that you do, mind, body, spirit, pop that in the chat. And also any place you feel like you could use help or support in any way. And sometimes the answer is we don't know, but I kind of want to just check in with you guys and see where you're at in terms of voiceover wellness. All right, hold on, let me change this so I can see what everybody's writing. Let's see. Livia meditates and drinks tea. Marcy sleeps. Yeah, I have a friend who calls it the sleep cure. Cures many things when I'm cranky or irritated. Iris, yes, water. Yeah, and you know me, those of you who have been here before, please have some tightly capped hydration nearby. I say this a lot because I love this piece of wisdom. One of my favorite teachers, Sonia Choquette, she says 15 minutes of really intense concentration can actually dehydrate us. So if we're going to pour a lot of knowledge into our brain, we want to be hydrating. And we're going to talk about water today. Hold on, let me let somebody else in. There we go. Beautiful. I would love you to think about having a little wellness toolkit for your voiceover life if you don't already have one. Water's very important, meditation very important. Let's see. Rebecca says half my weight converted from pounds to ounces every day and sleep. Yeah, I remember the first time I heard that, I'm like, cut my weight in half and have that much water. I was nowhere near that bullseye, so it's very, very important. Let's see what else we got here. Hi, Jackie. Welcome. Lori Wyman is fantastic and a dear friend of mine. She may pop in. She said she might be here to come and visit us. And also, my mentor and very good friend, David H. Lawrence XVII, who created voheroes.com, where I've taught for a long time, and also the app called Rehearsal Pro. He may pop in. He said he wanted to see what was going on here in voiceover office hours. So when I have a question and I'm stumped, often that is one of the people in my village that I go to. Yes, I love Lori too. Miss Wyman, you're getting some love. So if you watch this in replay, we love, love, love Lori. Oh, monthly massages, says Christopher. Oh my God. I cannot wait. I've been waiting till 2 weeks after my second shot to go back to the massage table. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Day 14. I'm going to schedule that appointment. I agree with you. So I love, and I'm a big wellness girl. Those of you who've been here before know I'm a Reiki master, which is an energy healer, and a yoga practitioner, and a meditator, and an energy worker. I love all of that stuff. So I want you to think about having a toolkit that you can customize for yourself. So when we can get on a yoga mat, it's fantastic. When we can get on a massage table, it's fantastic. And I also want you to think in terms of a wellness kit that you can use right now that works really quickly. Let's say, very high class challenge or problem that I wish for all of us. You get a giant audition from your agent or from a site, somebody requests you. 6-figure gig, why not? We're making it really big. A 6-figure gig, and the client's like, you're perfect, and I need it in the next hour. Wow, deadline, okay? I'd like you to have a voiceover wellness toolkit to help you get grounded and centered and calm and warmed up very quickly indeed. So in addition to anything that you do that's long-term, I'm going to do yoga in the morning, or I'm going to sleep or drink the water, I want you to think of expanding things that would work for you to get yourself in a really authentic, beautiful storyteller place before you step in front of that mic. And I'm going to give you a couple of things that I like, and I'd love to hear what you all like to do. Let me make sure I'm recording, because we're going to drop some wisdom. Yes, we're recording. Please hold for hydration. The first thing I want to tell you is that water is so fascinating. Many of you are already on board with the water thing. I'm not sure if you all know, let me make sure I say his name right. How many of you people know, either put in the chat or raise your hand, Masaru Emoto? It's the hidden messages in water. Anybody know that one? Ah, it's so good. I'm going to type it in the chat. Masaru Emoto. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. Please forgive me, Mr. Emoto. He's passed on, but he knows I'm doing my best. The hidden messages of water. So he was a Japanese researcher and scholar who decided to experiment, since the human body, and I looked up some really fun factoids today. We know we're a lot water, but the human body overall is 60% water. The brain and heart each are 73% water, and the lungs are 83% water. Holy guacamole. Those are some big numbers. So everybody's really on board with, like, water is really important. I want to make the connection for you between how you're talking to yourself and how you're talking out loud, either in your daily life about your voiceover world or when you have a pressure situation. Our cells, many would say, are listening. Now, this goes off a little bit into the woo-woo, but I want you to stay with me because it's really important. Hi, everybody. Let's just come in. We're talking about Masaru Emoto and the hidden messages of water. So Mr. Emoto, in Japan, he went and he took samples of bodies of water in Japan. And he did a control in a bottle with nothing on it, and then 3 or 4 other bottles. And on each of the other 3 or 4 bottles, he would put, say, the word love. On another bottle, he would put the word hate. On another bottle, he would put the word forgiveness. On another bottle, he would put the word war. And he let those bottles sit for a period of time. And then he took some samples and froze them and put them under a microscope. And you can Google this and see these images. The water crystals from the control look just like a normal, water molecule. The water crystals from the bottle that had what we would call high vibrational or supportive words like love, faith, hope, trust, they were gorgeous. They looked like these giant kaleidoscopes of magnificence. And the water crystals from the bottles with lower vibrational, more contracted words, hate, racism, anger, war, they were horrible and jagged and spiky and unhappy. Mind-blowing. So maybe you can follow along with that and maybe you can. I just wanted to give you the plant the seed of having you be aware of how you're talking to yourself in your head before you step in front of your mic, especially if you've got a giant, beautiful project or audition, which I want for all of you. Again, 6-figure job with your name on it. I would like you to have a tool to help you center your thoughts. Now, for some people, that's breathing. For some people, it's meditation. For some people, it's it's called a switch to thought, which I can talk us through. But I want you to think of something to put in your toolkit to get your thoughts, your body, your spirit calm and centered. And I love, like I said, I love the long-term stuff, meditation, massages, long walks in nature, playing with your cat. When you can't do that and you need to prep, or your dog, or your gerbil, or your snake, whatever you got going on over there, it's all wonderful, the creatures. I want you to have like a short-term break the glass works right now kit and then a longer-term kit to nourish yourself. So let's talk about, let's talk about a warm-up. So show me with hands or either in the chat, who of you are doing any kind of warm-up before you step in front of the mic? And if the answer is no, that's fine. Okay, good. I'm going to thank you for the reactions. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, great, great. So I may repeat some of these because I feel like they're really important. Have I talked about the Mighty Mini warm-up in here? Did I talk about that? No, not shaking heads. Not sure. Okay. Okay, so let me tell you what this is. This is something to get your body sort of relaxed very, very quickly indeed. This is my version. Feel free to customize it. As you know, because I've mentioned this a lot, I really like this tidbit. It takes 100 muscles to produce speech. 100 muscles. And again, that's whether you're saying, which you're going to cut out of your recording, or doing a 20-hour audiobook. Same muscles. So that's a lot going on whenever you're in front of your mic, and I want you to be conscious of how hard your instrument is working just physically. So Mighty Mini warm-up is this. Teeny bit of massage on what's called the temporal mandibular joint, TMJ. Those of you who are familiar, it's called TMJ. Sometimes we get a lot of tightness there, and TMJ is like a medical condition that can be treated and stuff, but really it's about holding a lot of tension there. And so you want to mush a little bit, just mush at the place where it comes together. The other thing that's really good, really quick, is some shoulder rolls. And I want you breathing as you do this, right? So if you're holding your breath while you're relaxing your body, the body is remaining in a state of tension. So I want you to remember to breathe. So let's do this, shall we? Just notice. So I want you to notice for me, part of this is some gentle awareness. So on a scale of 0 to 10, I love this scale. Scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is a noodle. You're so relaxed, you might fall asleep in your Zoom square right now. That's 0. All the way to 10, which is you're stressed out and anxious and worried, and you might have, you're on the border of a panic attack. So from noodle, 0 to 10, panic attack, where are you? Just notice. Where are you? Where's your body? Where's your mind? Where are you on that scale? Only right answers, just notice. So now, go ahead and mush on your jaw. If you haven't already, just gentle. Relax in there. And the face obviously doesn't get a lot of attention unless we're on a massage table or doing maybe lion's breath and yoga, which is really fun. I can show you that. But also, I took off my glasses, just a little gentle mushing on your face. You're going to invite your face to relax. Face works very hard. A lot of the muscles that we use in voiceover are in the face, not just in the neck. Okay. Now I want you to roll your shoulders and breathe. You can let it out with some sound, just a gentle rolling back. Breathe out with some sound. And now come forward a little bit. Breathe out with some sound. Any sound you want. Shake out your hands a little. Waggle them out. Shake out your feet a little. Waggle them out. Waggle, waggle. Now I'd like you to gently take one hand or the other and like mush a little bit on the back of your neck. The neck just holds so much tension for us. We don't realize very often how much. Okay, mush, mush. And now this is called trilling, and I like to do it to Happy Birthday. You can choose whatever song you like. Singers in the group are going to be very aware of it. It's putting your tongue against your teeth and making a r sound. R. So we're going to do happy birthday or whatever song you like. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right now. It sounds very silly, but here we go. Great. Okay. You can do jazz hands at the end if you want to. And then the other version is with your lips. So the same happy birthday or whatever song you want. Again, it's like 20 or 25 seconds. It's very quick, but it's going to sound like, if you can't trill, you can bonus up another version of this that you like. You can mush on your chin. You can do, let me show you lion's breath. Let me talk you through the happy birthday, and then Marcy says, what if you can't trill? We'll come back to that. I'll give you a substitution. So the second part to happy birthday is lips only if you can do it, and if not, I'll give you a workaround in a second. So let's do it if you're open to it. Yes! Yay! Beautiful. All right. That's a mighty mini warm-up. You're welcome to add anything you want to it. You can add the straw breath. In fact, let's add the straw breath because that's really fun. Straw breath is what it sounds like. It's a straw. You're going to breathe in and out through the straw very deeply and slowly. Some of you know this. Again, it's a singer's tool, but it's very transferable to the voiceover world. If you don't have a straw, you purse your lips like you have a straw. I don't have a straw in here, so I'm going to purse my lips. But I want you to breathe in very, very slowly. I'm going to do an 8 count, but if you can't do an 8 count, please breathe into your own comfort, hold for a beat, and breathe out. So we're going to do 2 or 3 rounds of that. So purse your lips if you don't have a straw, and breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Deep breath in if you're with me. Out with some sound. So that is customizable. That's about 5 minutes. And so I just want you to check your number, the number I asked you to check from 0 to 10. Where are you? Where is your body? How does it feel? The idea is to be able to move yourself closer to 0. You don't want to be full 0 because you need to perform and tell your story. The idea is to find tools in your toolkit that move you from wherever you are closer to 0 quickly and peacefully, okay? So Marcy, if you can't trill, I would double up on any of these other tools that you like. If you can do with your lips. Livia says 3 after the warm-ups. Woo! Livia, what were you before? I didn't see your number. Let's see. I love 10! Oh, from 10 to 3, right? And it depends on, it's still a pandemic, ladies and gentlemen. So on any given day, we might be feeling however we're feeling. There's a lot going on. So if you're at a 10 when you sit down in front of your mic or asked to step in front of your mic, maybe it'll take you 5 minutes of the warm-up or 7 or 10 minutes. So just know that these adorable little things put together can shift your state very quickly. Now, let me give you something. 12 to 6. Sharon went from 12. Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, you were 12 very often. Captain Reese Singleton, 7 to 3. This makes me so happy, everybody. So happy. I just want you to acknowledge and celebrate that you have the power to shift your mind, body, spirit very quickly indeed. And you can put it all together in a beautiful little package as something that you do, in addition to the things you do out in your world. Let me give you one to shift your thoughts. And this is a really big part of voiceover wellness. This is mindset. I talk about mindset all the time because in my experience, when a client or a student is rocking on all cylinders in the voiceover world, they've got their storytelling down, their tech down, their studio is calibrated to industry standard. They know how to have relationships with their agents and the clients. They're rocking it. And by the way, that's a journey for all of us. they're rocking it and nothing is moving forward for them in their voiceover world. Typically, the common thread is their mindset. So with folks like that, when I dive deep and I ask them, typically there'll be something going on like, well, it's really competitive, so I'm probably never going to work a lot anyway. Or I'm not with William Morris Endeavor or ICM or CAA or Innovative. I'm not with the top 4 agents in the world, and really the only voiceover people who work are with them. So, and sometimes it's conscious and sometimes it's not. Or I don't have enough training, or I don't have enough money, or I'm too old, or I'm too young, or I have too much of an accent, or I have not enough of an accent. So the human brain will continue to give us a bunch of shenanigans. And so I just want you to pay attention what's in there. So before you step in front of the mic, I want you to do a little check-in and see what the ticker tape is that's going on in your brain. Very often we don't. We get used to it. It becomes like a hum in the background, and we just don't pay attention. So I'd love for you, and a gentle habit, please don't make yourself crazy over this. I'm going to give you things I like. I want you to customize. You are sovereign over the toolkit that works for you. What works for me may not work for you at all. I'm just going to tell you, I want you to try it on. You're going to have your own special sauce. If you hate it, dump it. But I do want you to know about it. And there's so many ways in here. So let's say you've got that 6-figure audition that's due in an hour. And you've had a cranky morning, or there's something going on. Maybe you didn't sleep well, you had a fight with your significant other, the neighbor, it's just like pounding away with a jackhammer outside, who knows what it is. But you need something to get your piece on and get your brain into a different place. This one I like. It can either be I'm grateful that, or I love that. And I would say it out loud. So, and I do 10 things, but if you're in a particularly cranky place, maybe it needs to be 20 things. So here's what it would sound like. I love that I am here with you today. I love that I have a really beautiful, funky background behind me. I love my blue water bottle. I love that my cat is snoring right outside my studio. I love that I'm wearing my I Love Healing t-shirt. I love that it is 10,000 degrees here where I am and I have air conditioning. I love that I slept really well last night. I love that I got a text from a really good friend I haven't heard from this morning. I love that my agent has sent me, again, this is in your scenario, this 6-figure job and trusts me enough to do it. I love that I have a voiceover village to support me. So that's 10. I guarantee you that if you do 10 out loud, I love that, or I'm grateful for, your brain, it short circuits what I call the tiny terrorist that lives in your head and gets it focused on things that are more true. And not that the other ones aren't true. What's a better way to say that? Gets you focused on things that are in alignment with the most beautiful, centered version of you. Yeah. And it's impossible, by the way, for a human being to stay in that space 24/7. We're just not wired that way. We can't. However, in a situation where you need to get there quickly, I want you to have things to try. Okay, so that's a really, really, really good one. Livia says, I love you for doing this class. I'm loving you right back. I love talking about this so much. In fact, let me tell you a little thing about VoiceOver Atlanta. I'm trying on some new curriculums to teach to voiceover artists. And I did a 3-hour workshop that's like a deep dive version of something else I teach. And it's called The Force is With You, Energy Work for Voiceover Artists. Oh, I loved teaching it. And you know I love the world of energy, so I'm going to bring all of that in here because there's so much available to us to get our authentic, snowflake, beautiful storytelling on. There's so many tools, and you need somewhere to go to find out about them. And I'm so thrilled to be a source because I have studied these forever. I use them, and it's my joy to pass them on. Check in with me. How's everybody doing in the chat? Sharon, you have your hand up. Did you have a question? You can pop it in the chat. No, are you waving at me? That's very nice. Thank you. Hi. Hi, everybody. All right, hydration. Here we go. Okay. Here's the other thing. Crying in the Zoom. It always happens. Here we go. Mindy says, happy to be here. So grateful for you. I'm very grateful for all of you as well. Susan says, am I doing another Atlanta workshop? So sorry you missed it. The Atlanta workshop that I did was part of VoiceOver Atlanta, which is one of the biggest voiceover It's like a giant voiceover conference, one of the biggest on the planet. And typically they have it live. I was going to speak there in 2020, and they very rightly canceled it because it was right at the beginning of the pandemic. So I don't know if they're going to do it live or online next year, but you are able to purchase, if you want to, like an on-demand video access pass to everything VoiceOver Atlanta offered. And I have to tell you, it was 7 days long. And the workshops kind of went from 9 in the morning Eastern till about 9 o'clock at night. So 7 days in a row of about 12 hours of voiceover programming. And they had 6 or 7 tracks, animation, e-learning, vocal support, car spots if you wanted to learn those. Anything you could ever want. There was somebody working at a high level in the industry who was willing to talk to you and share tips and tricks and hacks. Hello. I want to say Florencia. Welcome. Please know, as I say at the beginning, come anytime. This is an hour where I'm joyful to see your faces and your Zoom squares. Pop in, pop out, leave and come back. It's very, very, very comfy cash. Very New York coffee house in here. Very, very good. We're very mellow here. Let's see. I'm checking the chat. There's David H. Twice the 17th coming right in. Livia says, am I going to do one in Miami, a class in Miami? When the world opens up, I love partnering with Miss Lori Wyman. So the moment that is safe, I can't wait to be live with those of you in South Florida and do a live class again. The last one we did was last March. It was a voiceover tech boot camp. And some of you were there. It's magnificent. That was the last live thing either of us did. So absolutely, I'll be doing live when we're ready, but I'm putting together some classes with her as well to offer online to folks in Miami and folks everywhere. So thank you for the question. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's see. Here's something else I want to talk about in terms of voiceover wellness. I want you to be outrageously comfortable in your recording space. Not a little comfortable. Not, I'm going to tolerate it. Outrageously comfortable. I want your recording space to be a place you cannot wait to sit down in and do your magic. So raise your hand for me if you're already there. I was not there for a long time. Yeah. Sonia, yay, 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 yay. We love that some people are there. So good. So I want you to take inventory gently, gently. There's a lot of things that go into comfort in a space. Florencia's in the walk-in closet. Walk-in closet, as many of you know, is kind of like hitting the voiceover recording booth lottery. If you don't have a booth, and I did not start out with a booth, I shared this. My first booth was a giant plastic dollhouse from Toys R Us. I thought that would be really fun to do, so that's what I did. It was a complete disaster, and I returned it. And then I went to packing blankets. I made like a box of 4 packing blankets around me, so that's how I started. So please know I want you really, really comfortable. So in the beginning, I want to talk about a lot of things. Temperature. Let me write it down because there's a lot of things to talk about here. Temperature and ergonomics. And we're going to get a little woo-woo and talk about clearing your space, like energy and feng shui. Okay. So the first thing is temperature. In the beginning, in my space, it was like an adorable sauna bath. Wow. I didn't ever need to think about getting a sauna or going to a sauna because all I had to do was be in my booth. Wow, so hot in there. Anybody else have a temperature challenge in their booth? Yeah, that's very common. So, because typically, unless you have a booth that is set up to be connected to the giant, beautiful silver HVAC tubing and you've got mufflers and stuff, it's noisy. You got to shut off the heat or the cooling. So, because of the lights. So Sonia says, yes, it's hot because of the lights. Great. So let me tell you, if you don't already know, electric lights are very hot. LED lights are very cool. So if you're running electric lights in your space and you're warm, please sub them out. You can get an LED light bulb. Significantly cooler immediately. Just electricity's hot. We love it, but it's really hot. So in the recording space, LED lights. And I want you to experiment with the light from your monitor or whatever you're reading off of. Maybe you don't need a light on when you're recording. Just a thought. I want you to experiment. I have a lot of clients and students who do a voiceover in the dark, recording in the dark. And that's another way to experiment with making it a little cooler in there. There's also something I used in the beginning called cooling towels. Anybody familiar with those? cooling towels, athletic towels. They're called, if you Google on Amazon or anywhere on the internet, I say Google because I use Google all the time, but any browser, and you look up cooling towels, they're long rectangular things used by runners primarily and athletes. And they're made of a funky material. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't know exactly. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, but a funky material. You wet it and put it around your neck, and it gets freezing. Not cool, not even cold, freezing, like you got ice cubes around your neck. I was shocked. I think they were about $10. And in the beginning, when I had my booth made out of packing blankets, I had one cooling towel around my neck, one on my lap, and one under my feet. And that is how I handled. And I was in Florida at that time, and I could not run the AC. So 9 million degrees outside, no AC, surrounded by packing blankets. So cooling towels are magnificent. There's also something that I know. Oh, let's see what's happening here. Hold on. I'll check all these questions in the chat. I'm looking at them right now. Elizabeth said she shuts off the lights and do have cooling towels too. Didn't think about that. Yes. I want to give you new ideas. That's why we talk to each other and have coaches and villages, and because somebody may be doing something that's perfect for you that you just never thought of. What a great name. Please forgive me. I want to say Ivana Hepburn Bailey. What a name. That's a marquee name right there. You are a retired pro athlete. Copper Fit is great, says Ivana. I have my cooling towel right here because I'm in Florida and it's hot. Yes. Yay. So wisdom from a retired athlete right there. That's fantastic. There is also something, and let me, because I don't see him. We have 24 people in the house, and I think he's on the other screen. Let me look for him. David H. Lawrence the 17th. Can you, I don't know if you're by your, hello, by the way. Hello, really happy you're here. Can you pop in the chat, please, the name of the beautiful small cooling device that you recommend to folks? David H. Lawrence the 17th knows a lot of things and is just a beautiful teacher and mentor and just an extremely working voiceover talent. And anytime he finds something he recommends, I love to check it out. I want to say it's called like the cool box, the cool cube, the cool something, but we'll get that. And if he's stepped away from the Zoom, I'll make sure and post that. And there it is. Thank you, David H. Lawrence the 17th. For those of you listening to this who won't see the chat, the Evapolar, EVAPOLAR, Evapolar EV3000. So you run, it's tiny, and you can run it in your room. And from what I understand from David and those who use it, it makes the room very, very cold indeed. You do need to shut it off when you record, but you can blast. Yes, I want a link. David H. Lawrence the 17th. Oh, he's going to put a link for us. Yay. So I have yet to invest in one of those. That's on my list for 2021 as an upgrade to my booth. Beautiful, beautiful. Here's another hilarious thing. I will admit to you that I have done this. I didn't love it, but I wanted to try it. So somebody said to me, well, if you want to, you can get a bathing suit, drench it in water, put it in the freezer for a couple of minutes, and then put that on before you step in the booth. Okay, I had never thought of that, but the people who do it really like it and swear by it. Keeps them very cold for a long enough period of time that they're very happy about that. I didn't enjoy it, but I was happy to know about it and try it. Really, really happy. So temperature, if you're not comfortable temperature-wise, I want you to gently think about what's one tiny change, budgetary. I always want to give you budgetary ways to change rather than really expensive ways to change off the bat. If once we have 10 grand to drop on upgrading our booth, then you're going to get a studio bricks and you're going to hook it up to your AC and you'll be too cold. You have to wear a sweater in your booth. Until then, what are some things that you can do that are either free or budgetary that will get you more comfortable and cooler? Because I have to tell you, in the beginning, when I was in my packing blanket booth, I had a limit. I could only go for about 45 minutes before I felt like I had to step out of there. I was overheated, even with water and the towels and everything. So especially if you want to lean into what's called long form voiceover, which is a 6-hour miniseries for Nat Geo on the Statue of Liberty, or a 20-hour audiobook, something that's, or a 6-hour e-learning series. I want you to be able to be comfortable in your booth for longer periods of time. And so I just want you to be aware of the temperature level in there and what you might be able to do about that for yourself. Okay, great. How are you guys doing? Everybody okay? Okay, great. Hydration. Here we go. Let's talk a little bit about ergonomics. And I talk about this a lot because it is important. So ergonomics is a fancier word for saying how comfortable is your body in your space. So here is my mic. This is on a floor stand with a boom. And so this mic, and if I were recording, it would be up here. It could swing really, really close and swing away and swing back. I started out with a desk stand, which is perfectly fine, and I traveled with that a lot when the world was open. I found that I was leaning in order to get close enough to my mic because of the way the table was constructed. I just want you to pay attention to where your body is in your space. Ideally, and you consider stand, right? Either way is fine. Some people swear by standing, some people swear by sitting. This is your special sauce. There's only right answers. But either way, I want you to get in that position and get super, super, super comfortable and see if you can get the mic where it needs to be to come to you rather than you leaning or turning. And also, this is how I love to do it. If you hate this, please dump it. But once you're really, really comfortable, neck relaxed, shoulders relaxed, spine kind of straight, you want to be able to draw a straight line from your eyeballs to the screen and read what you're reading. I don't want you looking down. I don't want you looking up. I don't want you looking right. I don't want you looking left. I'm pretty bossy, aren't I? Pretty bossy. I want you peacefully looking straight ahead, because what happens then is your body stays relaxed and the 100 muscles you're calling upon to create your beautiful magic voice stay relaxed. And guess what happens when that happens? That relaxation floods your read. And the person listening also feels relaxed. So when you're tense, when you're reading, that energy transmits into your read. And tense can mean I feel emotionally tense, or it can mean my body is straining, my neck is straining, my shoulders are straining. So I want you to take a look around. Let's see. Rebecca says, I like to stand in the middle of my tiny booth so I can use my arms and hands. Yes! Voiceover is a full body experience. Yes, it is. You want to use all of you. Be careful not to slam into the mic. I've done that a million times. I apologize to my mic because I don't mean to knock her around. But, we get very excited. So, and also, when I'm teaching, I wear jewelry, and I try not to have a snoring cat under the table. But okay, hold on. Mindy says she does not have a really comfortable booth yet. Yes, Mindy. So many people don't in the beginning. So teeny little baby steps. So and I don't know what you're doing. Like if you set up packing blankets, if you don't have a space yet, in general, the intersection of two walls is the quietest part of a room. Now, there's exceptions. If you've got noisy pipes running in those walls, then no. But I want you to, if you haven't done it already, and I know we've talked about this, but this is very important. If you're seeking a space that's comfortable in your house, I want you to walk around your house and get your high-level, gorgeous superstar voiceover ears listening to your space. Until we're voiceover artists, or unless something really crazy is happening, we don't often walk around the space and pay attention to where are the biggest pockets of quiet. And also, what are the quietest times of day? It may vary during the week, during the weekend. Even if you're in a walk-in closet, if the neighbor has a new fill in the blank air conditioning or heating compressor and they're testing it out and you can hear it on your recording, then you have to stop. Even in studios, high-level studios, million-dollar studios, hold for playing. It happens all the time. So we do the best we can. There are booths that are sound-proof rather than sound-resistant, and those are quite a big investment. So I want you to be able to do broadcast quality, industry standard work in as peaceful and budgetary as a way as you can to get started. And once you're working a lot and have money to invest, there's so many upgrades you can make. Mindy has a few foam boards. All right, so Mindy, why don't you post in the office hours group on Facebook what you're doing, and let me and the village, the voiceover village, chime in, because maybe somebody's doing something that will assist you. And so we can chunk it down and see what you're doing. You can even post a picture, a little video of your space, and let's see what's going on in there. Okay. Susan says her poor mic fell. a bunch of times. She has to get my stand. Yes, that's right, Susan, we did, yes. When you're ready, I understand. Building a space to record your voiceover stuff can be an investment. So hi, there you are, hi. I want you to do what you can very peacefully. Mindy, you're very welcome. Elizabeth says, the thing that isn't comfortable for her is that she has to set up everything in her closet each time she wants to record. Oh, yes, I understand. Otherwise, once it's set up, you do have a comfortable space. I got it. Sharon says, finally, all the extra clothes helped get it quiet. Yeah, I have some clients and students who are like, I'm in my closet. I emptied out all the clothes. I'm like, no. Everything goes back. We want you to be able to sit. I don't want a shirt arm flapping in your face while you're trying to read. But I do want you comfortable in there. Susan says, do I have tape over my sock? Do I have tape over my sock? Tape, do you mean, Susan, to anchor it in place? No, this is, let's see. This sock is from David H. Lawrence the 17th. He's the one that discovered the beautiful mic sock that fits with the AT2020 or the AT2020 USB Plus. It is gorgeous. And you're meant to where is here it is, hold on. Let me show you this sock. So this is the sock. I have a demo sock. So this is kind of how the sock comes. It comes with a cuff. And so you're going to fold it one more and twice. So it looks like an adorable little beanie, a teeny beanie. And then the beanie goes on the top of the mic and you squidge the cuff down. If that doesn't make any sense, post it in the group and I'll help you. Sonia says, Elizabeth, the same thing with you until I have ordered a vocal booth to go that I've set up in my living room. I understand because in my living situation, those of you who know me know I'm also an on-camera film and television girl. I don't have enough space in my home at the moment to leave my self-taping set up all the time, so I'm constantly breaking it down and putting back up. It's a high-class problem. Can we get over it for a juicy series regular guest star role or a co-star? Yes, we can. We can get over it. So again, that's someplace that I want you to pay attention to your mindset. So it's a great example. So if, for example, your beautiful tiny terrorist who lives in your brain is saying, ugh, I hate that I have to break this down every time. It's a pain in the booty, and I don't like it. Okay, I got that. I want to encourage you to let that part of you have a little tantrum and then see if you can do a gratitude list. What are 10 things you're either grateful for or love about your space? Well, once it's set up, it's beautiful. I love the comforter that I throw over my desk. I love that I can sit in my favorite purple chair. I love that. So, but I want you to pay attention. Really, really, really important while you're working out how to get into an ideal space. And by the way, you'll always be growing for the rest of your beautiful, long voiceover life. You'll be growing as a voiceover artist and comfort. Yes, you can get over it. Yes. David H. Lawrence 17 says that was an excellent mic sock installation demo. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I had to do a training video because, yes, exactly. Thank you, everybody. Let me make sure I got everything in the chat. Hold on, I'm scrolling. Phone boards, we got that. Rebecca says she likes to stand in the middle of, oh yeah, we got that. You're using your arms. That's really good. Okay, great. So comfort. Outrageously comfortable. Outrageous. You deserve it. Because here's the thing. I would like you to be so comfortable in your recording space and so confident in your equipment that you can just hop right in and do your magic. Yes, as if you were going to somebody else's studio and they were taking care of everything. Except you, by the way, congratulations, you are CEO of VoiceOver You Incorporated. CEOs in the house. Woo! So in the beginning, and by the way, throughout our voiceover careers, we are CEOs. And so I want you to take really, really good care of you and your comfort as a voiceover artist. Beautiful. Let's talk about energy. Energy, the energy of your space. La la la. I do a lot of la la la, which I didn't realize until my friend David H. Lawrence the 17th pointed it out. And by the way, I do believe we have Miss Lori Wyman in the house. Hello. Hello. So nice to see you. Hi. Hi.
I'll go back into my hole.
Hi. No, it's just nice to see you. I meant to say hello when you popped in and I forgot. All right. So the energy of your space. Here we go. So there is, and this is woo-woo stuff that I think is very practical. There is a body of knowledge, and people who find this body of knowledge to be accurate or resonant with them, that says that the energy of something leaves a signature. whether it's a strong positive energy or emotion or what we would call a negative energy or emotion. The place where I have experienced it most clearly is if I walk into a space where I know like an argument has happened. There's something in there. You can feel it. I also feel it in places of worship, a temple, a church, a mosque. There's beautiful energy in there from people repeatedly going in over decades and centuries. And energy, many people believe, is like a field that we walk through and we walk around in all the time. In fact, do something with me here. So if you're not aware of the energy field around your body, I want to give you a little piece of this. So the quantum physicists tell us that the energy field around the heart is the largest field in the body. And let me say this. Elizabeth has a question to Sonia. Vocal Booth to Go is the manufacturer of vocal booths that you can order from them and put up in your home. So you can have a surrounding and a space. If you Google them, Vocal Booth to Go, you'll find them. I have a whisper room. That's also a very lovely one. And the primo one, the sort of gold standard of booths, is called Studio Bricks. That's much more of an investment. There's all kinds of things you can do to get your space quieter. And again, a teeny bit of tech, though this is not a tech office hours. What you're going for in your space is a noise floor, which means how loud is it in your space when the microphone is listening and you're not talking. That's the noise floor of minus 60 dB. I'll say that again. Minus 60 dB or decibels. I don't know why voiceover humans like to talk in abbreviations. I would say decibels, but everyone's like dB, minus 60 dB. And the reason we're going for minus 60 dB in your beautiful, outrageously comfortable space is that minus 60 dB is industry standard for audiobooks. And even if you're not interested in the audiobook world, audiobooks have the strictest technical requirements of any type of voiceover. So once you're calibrated for audiobooks, you're kind of good to go for most other things. So minus 60 dB when you're quiet, and then when you're talking in the proper orientation on your mic, and every mic is different, not only do you want to be far away from minus 60 dB, you want to be between minus 12 and minus 6 on your record meter. Between minus 12 and minus 6. You want to be the majority of the time at minus 12, maxing out at minus 6, not above minus 6. That's called a little too hot or overdriving the mic. So between minus 12 and minus 6. And the place where you measure that, the place where I measure that is in Audacity, which is the program I love and use. There's a little sound meter at the top. In fact, I could probably share it with you. Let me make sure I finish the energy portion, and then I'll share it with you, and I'll show you guys where to do that. So Audacity has meters built into the program, and it will give you a pretty darn accurate representation of what's going on in your room when you're not talking, and also where your record level is. And so if you're recording a basic file, a raw file, just your voice, at minus 60 dB and minus 12, maxing at minus 6, both of those things true at the same time, that's a beautiful industry standard file. And there's very little you're likely to need to do to it afterwards before you send it off to your agent or your client. So really, really important. So energy. So I want you to think about the energy in your recording space. Here's what I mean by that. Let's say you need to do some e-learning. Who would you think of that is the most beautiful educator on the planet? This could be your second grade teacher. This could be somebody in a class you took. This could be one of your teachers or mentors. You could put up a picture of them. You could put their name on a Post-it in front of you when you're recording. I want you to think of bringing things into the booth with you that are in alignment with the energy you're trying to create in your read. Now, there's a giant treasure chest of tools to help you get to a beautiful, authentic read. This is yet another one for you to try on. Let's say you are doing a luxury read, which is typically a commercial for a higher end product, a luxury car, designer clothing, perfumes, or a destination. What is your favorite luxury item? Do you want to bring one of those into the booth? Is there a scent that feels very luxurious to you? If you're a scent person, maybe you want that in the booth. Maybe you want to put a little on you, cologne or perfume. I want you to think of using imagery, color, sound as a way to bring yourself into the center of the kind of material you're trying to do. And obviously, a luxury read would be a different set of things than an educational read for a K through 12 program. Yeah. And the only thing that matters is what gets you in the right place. I'm going to show you something here. I'm not connected to them other than I love them, but this is one of the things that I do. This is from a place called Tree of India. And when I was going through my yoga training, this woman, she has spent her life harvesting organic herbs and making essential oils. She's magical. So she was my trainer during yoga, one of them, and she was like, "Did you know that essential oils taken from the live plant are actually alive? They have the energy of the plant in them, even though they're no longer in the plant." I'm like, "No, I did not know that. That's very woo-woo, but I kind of like it." So if there's a particular scent that gets you in a particular place, that's typically called aromatherapy, then you can bring that scent in there. This is called an energy clearing spray. So there are certain things you can do to clear out the energy in a space. Those of you familiar with the Catholic Church will know there's a lot of incense that gets waved around, very beautiful. That's because the truth of that is that white sage and incense are known to clear vibration out of a space. The Native American Indians and the Indian population in general have been doing that for thousands of years. And China and Japan, that sort of medicine has used incense and clearing energy. So I just want you to think about clearing a space. Like if you've done something, like if you've done a car commercial, I don't know that you would do, but that's something extreme. If you've done a car commercial and then you're going to do a baby commercial, you're maybe going to want to shift the energy in that space before you go from the cars to the babies. And again, it can be pictures, it can be a vision board, it can be a scent, it can be a type of music that gets you in the space. I want you to think of using that in your space to assist you. All right, how's everybody doing? It's a lot of information. Everybody good? Okay, great. All right, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to. Final thing before I'm going to share the Audacity screen and show you where to measure that if you need it, is networking. So this is part of vocal wellness and voiceover wellness, networking, which is what you're doing right here. There is no artist on the face of the planet in any of time and space, in my opinion, it's kind of a big claim, that has succeeded without a village. We all need a village. Here you are. You're in a village. I'm so happy to be part of your village. Please know that questions are magical. And anybody who pushes back when you ask them a question maybe needs to be a little farther out in your village, maybe not in the inner sanctum, because there, in my opinion, there's no question too small. You can't ask a question too many times. That's how we learn. So I want you to know, if you haven't thought about it already, that once a month, for sure, you've got a mighty little voiceover village, and that'll be growing for the length of your voiceover career, and it's really important. You want people to consult. It's impossible for all of us to have all the answers, so it's a really beautiful thing to consciously celebrate and connect to your village. Okay, great. Let's see. Let me open Audacity. Here we go. And there's lots of recording softwares out there, and people swear by lots of different ones. I adore Audacity. I actually started, David H. Lawrence XVII was the one who trained me, and I started on Pro Tools. And Pro Tools is kind of like watering a daisy with Niagara Falls. It's like, yeah, it's way more than we need to do even pretty advanced voiceover work. So one of the reasons I love Audacity is that it's got what's called leaves a light mark. It boots up very quickly, doesn't take up a lot of space. It's very nimble, does a million things, but you don't need all million things to produce broadcast quality files. So let me just share this and show you. All right, can you see the Audacity screen? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Yes, good. Thank you, Marcy. Okay. All right. I'm on a Mac. It says Core Audio here. If you're on a PC, that'll say MME. You don't need to ever do anything with that. I'm on the AT2020 USB Plus today, which I adore. So that's on either side here. Oh, Zoom audio device. Stop that. I was sharing sound. It should say the same thing over here. If you're using Audacity, your mic should be on either side and you're going to record in mono. So this thing here, can you see my little cursor moving around? Anybody? Thumbs up? Yes? Good. Okay, great. So this little thing right here, these are your meters, your sound meters, and they start at 0. And at the left here, this is minus 54. If they could have put a number here where it says LR, which is left, right, they would have put the number minus 60. So the left border of this meter is minus 60 decibels, which is what we're going for. So when I click on this phrase, see this phrase in the middle, click to start monitoring, I'm going to click that. You need your mic connected, by the way, before you do this. You click to start monitoring. Oh, look at all that green. Here I am. And so when I'm talking, I'm not in the right position to record, but it's kind of like when you're talking, you kind of want to be between -12 and -6 and not going into the red like that. So between -12 and -6. And when you're quiet, let me get quiet. Oh, it's noisy in here. I got a lot of fans going, but let me show you what it looks like. Hold on, still a little going on. So when you're at -60 in your space and you are quiet, and if you got a really sensitive mic, that means don't be too close. It'll hear your breathing and your heartbeat and rustling your shirt and everything. When you're quiet, no green bars whatsoever, nothing. That means you're at -60. That means the green bar is present, but it's over here somewhere to the left of -60, okay? And what I just did was a little naughty as an example. Let me talk about it. This recording volume is what's called gain. Gain is voiceover speak for how loud would you like your microphone to talk to your computer. It's nothing to do with what you hear in your ears. It's like a private chat between your microphone and your computer, basically. And what you don't want to do is like turn this all the way down and go, oh, hey, look, I'm at -60, look. Because you have to be at -60 and between -12 and -6 when you're talking. So the special sauce is how loud can you go in your space? This is called the gain. And the higher this goes, the louder you are naturally, but also the louder the mic picks up what's going on in your space. And so there's a lot of things to adjust. One of them is how close are you to the mic? Because closer to your mic means more volume. And what's going on in your space. If your space is noisy and you can make your space quieter, you can handle more gain and still be at -60. Okay, that's a little diversion into the tech universe there. Okay. I love teaching the tech boot camp. So if anybody wants that or is interested in that, well, Lori and I are talking about putting together another one of those. It is 4 minutes to the hour. This hour flies like lightning. I adore all of you so much. Goodness, do we have any final questions? Let me check the chat. How are we all doing? Yes. Okay, bye. Let's see. Ivana says, Coach Karen, what type of wellness routine do you do before recording? Also anything that you do specifically to rid nerves or word fumbling for vocal clarity. Oh, such good questions. All right, let's see. Let me address that. The Mac M1 chip, correct, has no fan. Again, the new Macs made with the M like Mary or M like magical chip, no fan. And so if you have a budget to get a new computer, the Mac M1 computers will make your voiceover life much easier because you don't have to deal with fan noise. If you're on a computer with fan noise, it's one of the most popular workarounds is you need to put the noisy computer outside your recording space with a cable and a monitor and a keyboard and a mouse so that the noisemaker is far enough away from your mic so you don't hear it at all. Very, very common because some people have noisy computers. Even some of the Macs have very loud fans. Livia says, do I do avatar recordings as my voice and actions remind me that you may? Livia, I'm not sure what that means. So type that question again so it can be a teeny bit clearer. David H. Lawrence 17th is correcting me. Beautiful. Thank you. So David H. Lawrence 17th says just the M1 MacBook Air. So the only new fanless MacBook with the M1 is the MacBook Air. Air. Thank you very much. The other M1s do have fans. In my mind, I made them all fanless. That was very naughty of me. Thank you for correcting me. It's my dream. That's a great question, Christopher. What other laptops have no fans? David H. Lawrence the 17th might be able to chime in there. I don't know in the PC world which ones have no fans. Anybody have a PC with no fan? Pop it in the chat, please. Olivia says, do I do avatar voiceovers for computer games? Avatar voiceovers. You're talking about video games? Yes, I do. And that is one of the many genres in the voiceover universe. Animation and video games are sometimes lumped together. And when I was at VoiceOver Atlanta, I had a really fun workshop with an animation voiceover agent. And at least for her agency, she said she likes them split because in her mind, animation is more comedic relief and lighter and funnier. And video games, and this is general, broad brushstroke, video games are more dramatic and darker. So yes, thank you for remembering that. David H. Lawrence the 17th says the Surface Pro has no fan. Thank you for that. Let me see what else. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, it goes so fast. All right, so here's what I would like you to do. Raise your right hand. You know what we're going to do here. If you've been with me before, grab the back of your left shoulder. Grab the back of your left shoulder. Everybody, pat. Pat, 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 pat. Pat, 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 pat. All right, repeat after me. I am voiceover awesome. I poured a lot of knowledge into my head today. The voiceover world is lucky to have me. Yay me. All right, now unmute. Everybody unmute. Be careful of your earbuds. It's going to be loud. Unmute and say goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Have
everybody.
a
Thank you.
beautiful month. I'm so
Thank you
happy to
so much.
be in here today. Love and hearts. Love, love, love and hearts to everybody. So welcome. Go forth and be voiceover well. I want you to be thriving, gorgeous voiceover artists.
Thank you,
so much.
Karen-Eileen.
Yes, Karen-Eileen. It's a hyphenated enchilada. You are
I love
so
it.
welcome.
It's cute. All right, thank you. You're great.
Bye, everybody.
Have fun.
This was such a bright spot, beautiful bright spot to see all of you. I think of all of you during the month, and I'm always happy to see you. So I'll see you in June. And if you have any questions, if you're not already a member of the Facebook group, the Voiceover Office Hours Facebook group, just join and I'll approve you. All the replays live there, and you can post questions. I'll pop in between. Yes! Yay, you! Woohoo! Yay, you! Have to dance.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm having a voiceover moment over here. You are adorable, all of you. I'm just so happy to have been here. Really, really joyful. All right, I've said that.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. All right, everybody, have a beautiful month. Take very good care of yourselves. You're worth it. And I'll see you in June.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.